Next time on Ding Dong Games, Giratina has been defeated, but don't be fooled. This is only the first chapter in this long and arduous journey, with many harder challenges to come. Being pushed to his limits, can Mr. Ding Dong overcome these challenges and complete Renegade Platinum Extreme Nuzlocke once and for all? Don't move in this next exciting episode. The first part of this Extreme Nuzlocke series covered everything that happened from the game's beginning up until the Giratina boss fight. In case you haven't watched that part for some reason and want to watch this part, this is basically an Extreme Nuzlocke run with strict level caps through Renegade Platinum, where I will attempt to beat the entire post game also. Let's just get back where I left off last time. Time to prepare for the 8th gym badge. My last encounter before this was a Farfetch'd, which got a big buff, but unfortunately I was not able to catch it. Another bad thing was that some of my Pokemon had just exceeded the level cap and are now no longer able to be used for the fight against Falkner. After training, I challenged the final gym with his new team, which should have an easy time countering him. I used Meganium to put his lead Pokemon to sleep, so Umbreon can set up 2 double teams, then baton pass to Garchomp, who starts to put in work. Thank God this Luxury missed its Ice Fang, otherwise I would have been in trouble. Now against its Electivire, I most likely would have just easily beaten it with Earthquake, but I was worried just in case, as I know that it has Ice Punch, and I wanted to use my other Pokemon also, otherwise it would have just been like a boring Garchomp sweep. So Gastrodon comes in, and man, it was in critical hit range. Basically Gastrodon counters Rotom Heat, Meganium stops Rotom Wash, then trivializes Raichu to win the battle. With that, I've now got all the gym badges and I'm now ready to return to the Pokemon League. I am nervous about this as Victory Road is very tough. In this game it got extended with a long mandatory side quest, and there will be 2 rival battles to deal with. I make my way to Victory Road and I did struggle with 1 or 2 of the sea battles. I tried to just avoid as many of them as possible as it wasn't worth the risk. Oh yeah, the level cap will now be raised to level 75 to match the Elite Four's strongest Pokemon, not the champions. This will actually put me under Cynthia's team, which will make the challenge a lot harder, but at least I can level up quite a bit for Victory Road. When I get there I catch a wild Hariyama, which won't be of use right now. Hey, this was the bird trainer who swept me in the previous Nuzlocke run, and now she's on my level? This is going to be tense. Slacking is such a great Pokemon to lead off with, as it always guarantees a KO against anything it hits. Ooh damn, this Farfetch'd dealt loads of damage. And here's the dreaded Dodrio. No holding back now, slacking, destroy it! The power! Strength got a big buff in this game. With that battle I realised that I need to level up for Victory Road, as this is already getting really tense. I'm pretty sure this was actually one of the easiest trainers here anyway. The level cap is another 12 levels, so I should do a chunk of grinding now just to be safe. Now my whole team is at a pretty funny level actually, but the trainers in Victory Road are still nothing to scoff at. Like here, this Venusaur got a critical hit with Leaf Storm and one-shotted Slacking. Oh god, not my Slacking. I loved that thing, it was so strong, and I really wanted it for the upcoming rival battles. This is bad. I did put on a Focus Sash Weavile, which is really useful as it guarantees that it won't be one-shotted. This trainer near the exit is a tough Dragon Tamer, and you need to be careful against his team. But now I've got to complete this side quest, where I have to beat Dawn first. But before that I've got to beat this special NPC trainer Marl, who's got a pretty good team, but my slight level advantage is very useful. My lead Magmortar beats her Starmie, then almost destroys Electrodes in one hit, who then uses Explosion. Oh no! Psych! Add the Focus Sash. Did you really think that I would leave out my Magmortar against a Starmie unless I knew for a fact that I could handle it? This is actually really satisfying to watch. The Electrode just blew itself up for nothing. I know Arcanine is close combat, so I won't risk switching in Empoleon. Dragonite beats it, then Milotic counters her Weavile, which is a Pokemon that I see a lot of in this run, and is what makes Milotic such an amazing Pokemon, as it counters so many specific physical threats such as Barry's Infernape and Heracross due to its fairy typing. The last Pokemon on our team is a Sceptile, and this is scary as it's now a Dragon type in this game, but thankfully it doesn't get a critical hit and I win the battle. Now I've got to pair up with Marle, and I know that I tell you guys to be careful here, but at this point I really mean it, as the double battles are very dangerous. If you're not careful, Marle will probably lose all of her Pokemon, which is exactly what happens here, making it 2 against 1, and Christ, I was so scared here. Thank God Milotic pulled through and I had no casualties, that was too close. This could have been a complete mess, being 2 against 1. What I do instead afterwards is I just ignore the double battles with Marle and just battle all the trainers one on one, so it'll be 6 versus 3. Now I'm at the final route and I'm almost at the end of the Victory Road side quest. The trainers are already starting to escalate in levels again. Do not risk battling them, like this one trainer who had a Metagross, pretty scary. I finally reached Dawn, and this is the final battle before I can reach the Pokemon League. I won't take any chances here. I get my whole team up to level 73, which is pretty close to level cap, but her team is no joke. I probably could have brought better Pokemon to counter her team, but whatever. I know that she always leads off with a Pokemon that's super effective against your lead. Her Alakazam is really scary, so I bought a Focus Sash Weavile specifically to counter it. I led off with Dusknoir as I don't have a good counter to her Mamoswine. The level advantage is nice to have and my Weavile strategy works here, but unfortunately I lose my Focus Sash. I'm really glad that Lopunny missed its Mega Kick, as a critical hit would have been a disaster. So now the Mamoswine threat is out and I switched in Milotic, who was able to beat it, though I'm pretty surprised that it didn't go for Earthquake for some reason. A critical hit would have finished me. Always being in the critical hit range is really nerve wracking. Now her own Empoleon is a big threat as I've got no direct counter to it. It's got Vital Spirit, so my Yawn strategy will not work on it. I think it's got Vital Spirit in this game. I had no choice but to sacrifice Dusknoir, but honestly at this point I just don't need that Pokemon as much anymore. I'm willing to sacrifice one more Pokemon to ensure my victory and to make it to the final battle. All that's left is this Flareon, who is strong, as it was a crit away from 2 casualties, but luckily I don't get unlucky. Clefable was not a problem, but with this I am now able to go to the final destination. Here I am, the first round of the Pokemon League. This is so tense, there's so much on the line as I can't afford to lose again after making it this far. But there's still one more hurdle to go before the Elite Four. I have to beat my rival Barry once again and I know that his team is no joke. So this time I went back to the drawing board and made a very specific team from the ground up specifically to counter him. Now I can see the fruits of my labour. Staraptor is a powerhouse, but I brought a Focus Sash Weavile specifically to counter it, but to my surprise it somehow got outsped. Maybe the Staraptor was Choice Scarfed or something, as I've got max attack and speed stat. That kinda sucks as I don't have my Focus Sash anymore. But the next Pokemon, this is where the strategizing really paid off, as I expected Barry to send out either an Infernape or a Heracross. I know that his Breloom is Focus Sash, so that means that his Heracross is most likely not Focus Sash, so I gave my Weavile TM Aerial Ace to specifically counter it, expecting that to come in next, and it did. Alright, this is great. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. Now, Infernape was interesting. Milotic completely countered it, and it went for Stone Edge for some reason, which was weird. Then it used Grass Knot. Last time it had Thunder Punch, so I guess its moveset probably got changed. Now Breloom's in next, and Spore is a massive pain. Crobat got put to sleep. But here is where I unveil my secret weapon, which is so amazing and I absolutely recommend it for your own playthrough. Tangrowth. I had no idea how overpowered this is. I thought outside the box and thought that it could counter Breloom and Azumarill with its massive physical defense, so I EV trained it specifically for that. It also has Sleep Powder and a super strong Giga Drain. Oh my god, this thing's a tank. Even with a minus defense stat, a mild nature. It's so bulky. It completely walls Azumarill and Breloom. It soaks up Breloom's hits and stalls out really easily. Then it counters Azumarill without any trouble. Imagine if this Pokemon had a defense boosting nature, it would be that much tankier. But of course the final monstrous Snorlax is unleashed, and unlike last time, I don't fool around. I made a point to bring a strong fighting type specifically for this, and I reserved it just for this moment. As Snorlax is incredibly slow, you just beat it easily as you'll always outspeed it on the Switch anyways. And with that, I've come up with a good strategy to easily counter my rival, who is usually problematic, It just goes to show that if you plan diligently and think outside the box, even this battle's not that hard to beat. I have one more training session for the main game, then pick my final team. I put a lot of thought into this and it wasn't an easy choice, as there's so many threats in the Pokemon League that you have to deal with, and it's hard to come up with just one team that can handle everything. This is a team that I settled on. Magmortar was a bit of a debatable choice, but I put a Focus Sash on it and it reminds me of Fire Red Omega, so I want to use it. Now my whole team is appropriately levelled at the level cap, so I go to challenge the Elite Four and finish off the main game. The time is now. This is it. Let's go. First up is Aaron, and he leads off with Venomoth. My best strategy is to lead off with my Yawn user, to give you the switch advantage, so I go into Dragonite. I set up 2 Dragon Dances as Venomoth tries to troll me by using like 4 double teams, but he can get Shrek'd by Dragonite, and with that I simply sweep. Yeah, that was kind of anticlimactic. To be honest, the Dragon Dances weren't even that necessary, as my team simply has a great matchup against Aaron anyways. I just wanted to rush through it. On to the next one, and for this what I do is I bring a Rain Dance user, as I know that Bertha uses a Sand team. However, this lead Tyranitar is scary. I can't risk a critical hit or anything, so I bring in Tangrowth, who walls it easily enough. And to sleep allows Milotic to set up a Rain Dance and beat it. Sandstorm is really pesky, as the chip damage essentially negates your leftovers, which really adds up over time, don't underestimate that. I didn't want to risk anything against Dugtrio, so I used Tangrowth to simply counter it and beat it. Giga Drain is simply amazing in this battle, combined with Tangrowth's humongous physical defense. Okay, so the Mamoswine did scare me, but I didn't have a good switch in, so I brought in Milotic, but Jesus Christ, this was too close for comfort. Losing Milotic this early would have been disastrous. Tangrowth takes an Icicle Crash and beats it, which is really surprising. In hindsight, I should have just stayed in the first place. Another critical hit here would have also been horrible. But at this point, I just win. Yeah, Tangrowth is so good at countering this particular battle, I totally recommend bringing it. I dare say it can sweep 6-0 had I known how good of a matchup it had. But anyways, time for Flint, and I can't be making any more misplays here. Once again, Rain Dance is needed for this battle, as he sometimes leads off with a Drought user. I was surprised that this time Flint led off with a Rapidash, which used Sunny Day. The engagement did get tense. Critical hits are always at the back of your mind, but I predict the full restore and use that opportunity to smash the Rapidash while having my own Rain Dance set up, giving me a huge advantage. This Infernape used a powerful gunk shot of all the moves, which is a surprise, and now I've got to retreat against Magmortar. Now, not much of my team can take a Thunderbolt, which is not looking very good. In a risky move, I switched in my own Magmortar, which was barely able to take 2 hits with its leftovers and retaliate with Earthquake. For some reason I forgot to put a Focus Sash on it, but yeah, that was actually kind of close. Tangrowth trivializes the Steelix, Umbreon easily stops Drifblim, then Tangrowth falls out the Lopunny and beats it, though it did deal a solid amount of damage. Overall, I'm very happy with this battle, and it could have gone way worse. Then there's Lucian, and I am anxious of him having an Alakazam and a Metagross, just these huge powerhouses. I really can't afford any losses here, so I get serious and get Umbreon to baton pass 2 double teams to Dragonite, so then that can use Dragon Dance twice and it sweeps. Yeah, I just want to make it to Cynthia in one piece, I don't want to take any chances. And now it's time to finish off the main game. I am scared as I don't have the best team to handle our offensive threats, but I can't back down now. I expected Cynthia to lead off with her Spiritomb like she usually does, but to my surprise, she leads off with Milotic and oh god, what followed was so not fun. Basically nothing on my team could handle this Milotic as it's too bulky. I seriously thought I was going to get swept, as it's a fairy type and it's got Recover. It sets up a light screen, so my own Milotic and Tangrowth can't hurt it. I started to panic and this went on for ages, but I eventually found an opening after like 20 turns of stalemates. I realised that her Milotic did not have Moonblast, which allowed my own Umbreon to come in, set up with Substitute. Now, I really did not want to do this in a champion battle, but I really had no choice at all. I got no choice but to baton pass 2 double teams to Dragon Knight, so it can use Dragon Dance twice, then sweep her entire team. I did not want the main game to end like this, but I seriously had no other way to beat her Milotic. It was ruining my team, as nothing on my team could take it out. I most likely would have lost. Hey, somehow the Staraptor outsped and dealt so much damage. But with that, the main game is over. I have cleared it with extreme Nuzlocke rules. What a feeling. This has been such a journey so far. But you know what? This ain't enough. No. I vow to complete the post game also, and to truly be done with this game once and for all. Now, as you might have seen in my previous attempt of the post game, it's no joke, with 6 new gym leaders and several tough challenges after that. And in Elite 4 rematch, Cynthia isn't even at her final form. Also, I will say that my setup sweeps admittedly were disappointing to watch. So in the post game, I made a point to only use minor setup strategies only if it's absolutely necessary. And a mild spoiler, in the hardest battle in the post game, I decided to go out of my way to not use any setup strategies at all, just to make it more interesting. This definitely made the post game finale way more tense and difficult, as I can no longer rely on Dragon Dance spam. I did use slight setup strategies on 1 or 2 of the boss battles in the post game, but that was pretty much it. I definitely stopped relying on it. But with that, let's just jump straight into the post game. Now, there's a whole new world to explore. So now I'm at this new island area and I'm greeted by Flint and Volkner. Time for a new boss battle already, though this one's tough as it's a struggle to tank their combined attacks. I keep the same team and... Wait, what? Already? Damn it. It's fine, honestly. I don't need Magmortar that much anymore anyways. And after all, I had no casualties in Elite 4. This happens. Electivire is scary, and thank god it did not use Ice Punch. After that I spam Earthquakes and win. Goodbye Magmortar. Man, the trainers here are tough. Okay, here's the first of the new gym leaders, the Flying type, and I know what she's running after that last defeat in the previous Nuzlocke. I'll need to tweak my team a bit. Yeah, even for the post-game gym leaders, make sure you bring a team specifically to counter them. I use a massive brain strategy. Since she leads off with a Drizzle user, instead of bringing Sunny Day to cancel it, I try to abuse the rain myself, so I train up. What's this? Lord Helix itself? The power! Also, I'll say that for the post game, I won't be using the strict level cap as I am blind at this point and I don't want to see any spoilers about what levels will be upcoming, so I'll use my better judgment to avoid over leveling. Time for the first post game gym badge. Empoleon counters the gym leader's leading Pelipper and also puts Aerodactyl to sleep, as I'm pretty sure that can outspeed my Swift Swim Omastar, even with the Swift Swim boost. Dragonite. Easy, I'll just Ice Beam it and... No! Not Empoleon, that was like my favourite Pokemon. Damn it, and it had to be a critical hit also. That probably mattered. Feel my wrath. Unleash the Lord. Honestly, I should have just used Lord Helix to sweep earlier on, but oh well. I now have the first gym badge anyways, and have officially made it past my previous defeat, albeit at the cost of Empoleon. But now I've got to complete the rest of the post game. The true end of this Nuzlocke is within reach. No more letting my guard down. I've got to finish this. This concludes part 2 of the Extreme Nuzlocke. Join me next time for the third and final part. Out soon. Next time on Ding Dong Games. With the main game completed, it's time to finish off the post game. My team's strong, but things really start to get intense. These trainers are much stronger than expected. Oh god, the whole gang is in here. The Elite 4 rematch, the true final battle of the game. This is it, the true final battle. Will I survive this? Don't move in an epic series finale.